grab your headphones, center in, and allow your soul to journey with me.
Hello, my beautiful lights, and welcome back to the channel. So I'd like you to listen to this as if you were doing a meditation or listening to a podcast. Take a seat and simply absorb the energy. This is about the evolutionary journey of your soul. There will be synchronicities, there will be feeling. You shall have great epiphanies during this read. This is here to help your soul elevate into a new state of consciousness. It's to realise patterns of behaviours and shadow aspects of oneself. When we understand, we truly grow, and that is what this is all about. So, my beautiful lights, take a seat, take a deep breath in, and simply be. Chapter 1, The Leap of Faith, the Creation. When the veil is lifted and your heart and soul is awakened to a new world of elevated existence, you start to question all your existence. Your soul longs to search for answers and deeper meaning of your life. What is it? In the search of this deeper meaning, you open the door to your angels and guides, realising there is a whole other world, realising the 3D existence is simply the lower realm and the world of school. You long to explore and open it further, yet your energy is naive and you are simply taking a leap into the unknown. Diving deep into a new world of darkness with faith in your heart, hoping it will guide the way. With an open heart and the childlike energy in your soul, you leap and step over the threshold into a new world. Knowing this world will enlighten your soul, you journey forth, step by step. You are inexperienced within this realm, but you hold a childlike energy and excitement within your heart, which longs to learn, to grow, to unearth truths and lies, unmasking the fake paradigms of the 3D world. Moving forward with trust in your heart and soul, you are desperately trying to find your way through. The path before you is dark and a little scary, but you still trust. You will not give in to fear. You understand that's simply a program that was created within the 3D to hold that power and control over your life, holding you bound and feeding off the low frequency energy. Journeying through the darkness, you notice a light ahead, and with a joyous energy, you leap forward towards it, step by step, knowing in your soul to expect the unexpected. You come across a man. He appears to be a travelling entertainer and a showman. Before him there lay a table with many different items on them. You see a cup, a large coin, a sword, and a wand. He greets you with a smile. Welcome, chosen one. You are a brave soul to journey upon the path of enlightenment. Are you a guide, you question? You will meet many upon this path, and not is always as it seems. Upon this journey, you will have to learn to use your intuition and discernment. I am here to provide you with the tools you will need along the way. Seeing the confusion in your face, he begins to explain the items laid out in front of you. This chalice represents your heart. Your heart is your guiding light. Upon the journey, you shall experience both light and dark aspects of it. He continued before you could respond. This is the pentacle. You use it as currency within your 3D world. And further, it helps you understand the system and overcome financial constraints within it. This is the sword, Archangel Michael's sword. It aids you to speak with clarity. Use it in battles and also use it as a tool of divine guidance, allowing old cords to be cut and clarity to flow in. And this is the wand, the wand of inspiration of the soul, the tool to create and co-create your reality with the universe. Looking up at the infinity symbol that was now glowing above his head and taking a deep breath to speak, he disappeared, leaving these tools before you. Picking up the cup, you feel your heart chakra glow, opening your heart like a beacon. A beam of green light beams from you, pointing and guiding you further down the path. You feel a new seed of positive hope enter your energetic field. Taking the pentacle, you hold it to your heart, knowing new chapters await you after this journey of enlightenment. And right in this moment, it is the investment in yourself that is needed. A rush of ideas and information rush into your energy when you pick up the sword, giving you so many ideas of how you can improve your 3D realm. You can't help it. Your crown chakra is overloaded and you place it in your backpack along with the coin and the cup. And last of all, you pick up the wand. You feel a surge of energy, light in your solar plexus, and this desire to create. It's lighting a bold fire within you, but you feel out of control of that energy. Placing it in your bag, you take a deep breath. These tools are so powerful, you can feel their power. But when it's mixed with your power, it's uncontrollable. How are you meant to use these tools if you can't control their power? You are praying this path will guide you to this answer. Until now, you wasn't aware you held such power within you. Maybe the power is more powerful within this realm. All these questions you needed answers to. You take a deep breath and move forward down the sacred path, step by step. Chapter 2, The High Priestess. Turning the corner, you come across an open-air temple with 2 pillars. You notice a beautiful woman dressed in blue robes and placed upon a stone seat. She holds a scroll marked Torah in her hand. There are letters on the pillars either side of her, B for Bozar and J for Yakin. Before you can whisper a hello, she begins to speak. I am the High Priestess, the divine feminine who walks the sacred path. I am here to teach you how to follow your own inner guidance and to make decisions from your higher self. Her blue robe has pomegranates upon it, suggesting the mystery of life and death. You don't know how you know this, but you simply do. This is your inner guidance, the one she speaks of, your intuition, your great knowing. She holds the secrets of the soul, and by walking the sacred path, step by step, different parts of the awakening are illuminated. As if she's projecting into your mind's eye, you understand. The High Priestess is here to awaken the divine feminine power of the universe within you, igniting that intuition. This revelation projects into your mind, body and spirit, and all at once it gives you that divine understanding. You notice the crown upon her head. This resembles the 3 moons, the endless cycles of birth, death and rebirth, the great awakening of the soul. Step by step, we go through these great awakenings, our higher self opening the next chapter and bringing clarity to our existence. You understand that without the darkness and the light, our souls would remain stagnant. You know you must be discreet upon this path. You are also made aware of the foundation of the subconscious mind. This is where the roots of the old lie. When we have access to our subconscious energy, we can program our reality to a higher state. It's also where the darkness can scar our being. So you are aware that during this awakening, you will be facing both darkness and light aspects of your inner self. She teaches you that by practices such as prayer and meditation, along with music frequency, we can access these more easily. It's core practice, and we must practice in order to master. She tells you it will unlock your mystic power, psychic abilities, and unconscious mind. She wanders between the realms of the divine and physical world and wishes you to journey too. With all this knowledge projected into your being, it's a lot to take in. You thank her, but your soul must continue forward. You know you've so much to learn, to practice, to understand. Your higher self led you here, but now you must fully understand how to integrate with it. You need to weigh up your options, obtain control of the energy, and learn how to juggle it, so you are able to make the right decisions. You decide to walk forward while making your choice, praying you are in fact in tune with your higher self. Opening your heart is the key. Step by step. Chapter 3. The Empress. Step by step, you journey down the sacred path, around a bend and through the beautiful pink blossom trees, which abundantly scatter the pebble path before you. The sun beams upon your face, and you feel an abundant energy flow all over you. Just ahead, you see a beautiful, smiling pregnant lady, surrounded by flowers and corn ready to harvest. She is cheerful and radiant. She wears a crown with 12 stars upon her head. Your heightened intuition tells you they represent the 12 stars of the zodiac. Hello, traveller. I am the Empress, she says with such confidence. I am here to teach you abundance, so you may use that energy within your 3D realm. She continues to explain that the 3D program is designed to hold you in a lack vibration, so you never truly discover your power. Women are very powerful beings, and certain programs have you believe we are the lesser sex, when in fact we birth life, create homes and love. We are creation. Without creation, there would be no life. Her energy just shone. She explains her faith of heart and that she doesn't chase, she attracts. She is the abundant vibration. You've wanted to feel that way, and when in her presence, you did. It's understanding energy, she said. Looking after, loving, caring, and mothering yourself is essential. We cannot serve from an empty cup. That spoke to your very soul. You had put everyone and everything before yourself, by which compromising your happiness and your needs. You understand that abundance is not just material wealth, but also stability of health and your surroundings. It makes you understand the journey of letting go of energies that no longer aid your higher path, and the love of yourself it took to do and understand that, knowing your worth through the shadows of knowing you. The journey of loving you is a hard one, the shedding of people, places, or situations that no longer resonate with your energy. The shedding is hard. They grow or go. It was all making sense now. You question your soul, understanding you haven't always appreciated life. You felt the lack and unfulfillment a lot, knowing in the 3D you've been programmed into a culture which has bred consumers and addicts. We eat too much, buy too much, and want too much. Setting ourselves on a fertile mission of filling the gap within us with material things. Blindly we consume more and more, believing we are hungry for it, when in fact we are hungry for that deeper connection with ourselves and others. The void is about abundance of the soul. You bid your farewells and continue the path, trying not to feel the lack of the awakening you've come to understand, but realizing that understanding the program allows you to heal. You continue forward, step by step. You realize your divine feminine energy is a superpower, and when you heal your heart, it aids your soul's evolution, step by step. Chapter 4. The Emperor. You journey up the path, climbing as you go, knowing that the journey isn't easy, but each step you take, the higher you climb, the journey will be worth it, and you are moving forward, climbing higher and higher. You see a regal man, middle-aged. He radiates confidence and is crowned and dressed in ornate robes and is surveying the barren domain. At his feet there is a shield bearing the device of an imperial eagle, the symbol of worldly power and aspiration. He is sat upon a throne which is decorated with ram's heads and holds a sceptre with a ram's head. You can see only one side of his face, which is a reflection of only seeing one side of life. His energy demands respect, and you can feel it. You can also feel a different energy too. If this power is abused, it could lead to arrogance and the craving for status. You want to be able to lead from heart, but without the requirement of the negative ego energy. You know this is about the internal battle of the negative ego. Which shall you feed? The one that is self-serving, or the one who serves others? Where status isn't required, simply the stable energy internally to process, to do so. He explains that once the internal battles have been won, and you are in the right energy, you will receive the key to the secrets of the universe. But first, you must release the worry, poverty, abandonment, the victim mentality that you've experienced within the 3D. These wounds must be understood, healed, and moved forward from. Or even better, be transmuted into divine power. The bullies, the abuse, the rivalry, the obstacles and challenges transmuted into a sport where you can learn to hurdle the trials, the obstacles and tribulations, gaining strength and power even in the darkest parts of your human experience, transmuting into lessons and power, and using the darkness to fuel you and propel you forward in life, gifting you that stability in wealth, health, and life in general. This can only be obtained once the healing begins. Only the healing can begin when we understand and face the shadows of our soul, the Great Awakening. Taking all that information in, you process it with understanding, seeing your journey and the forgiveness you've given, knowing that most of the pain projected towards you was simply a mirror projection of the person throwing the stones. This was their pain, their projection, which triggered your shadow and theirs. With the power of the Emperor and the heart of the Empress, you understand that love is unconditional. You understand that this forgiveness is for you. You forgive for you as you are worth it. The energy they hold is not yours. It's simply their projection. You start to understand that your internal energy reflects your external experience, and it all makes sense. Every single step, no matter how dark the path, are bringing you lessons within your 3D experience. You understand. Your soul commands it. Stability of the soul brings stability of all kinds in your existence, because your internal energy reflects your external experience. You know now you must master this. The mind, the subconscious, where the old wounds lie, face the shadows and release and heal for you, because you deserve that abundant life. That was a lot to take in and process, and you understand why the path was hard to climb up. This needed to be. It shows the struggles, but also the power to not give up. You will not give in to low frequency. With your high priestess energy between worlds, you understand the 3D world is a program of fear and control. What will you feed your energy with? And whom and what will impact your external and internal experience? The choice has always been yours. You move forward, step by step.
Chapter 5. The Hierophant. The sound of the warm, gentle breeze blowing through the trees. You come across a beautiful church. The churchyard floor is scattered with an abundance of spring flowers. What colour stands out to you? What do you see? You enter the church, step by step, very ready for that inner peace. But to your surprise, before you stands a hierophant, a male pope. This is the male counterpart, the divine masculine of the high priestess. You feel an instant spiritual connection. Unlike the emperor, who was worldly wise, you feel this energy speak into your soul. He wears a 3-tiered crown, the triple cross, which represents the Trinity, and the intellectual world, which varies with the divine feminine, whom was intuitive and wisdom. He holds the power of teaching the soul, the belief we hold within ourselves and the higher power, trusting in blind faith and spirit. You understand the work. He teaches soul growth. You understand that when faced with the shadows, you've questioned your faith, but the path, no matter how hard, always leads back to the light. What has gone before? The past lives, the breaking cords and attachments, and elevating your soul from karma, karmic ties, patterns of behaviour. The Hierophant is your spiritual journey and growth. It's you becoming intertwined with your consciousness and subconscious, doing the subconscious and consciousness healing, and awakening that spirit, trusting the faith of your heart and soul.
Knowing traditional conformity, once taught, isn't always wrong. It's simply seeing it in the present moment. You understand the Hierophant is a highest of beings, connected to the divine, and you wish to explore more. You sit together and you simply meditate for clarity, taking a deep breath in and out, opening up your divine wisdom and power, taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. You pray along with meditation, always listening, always trusting, and simply allow this time for your spiritual growth and peace. Chapter 6. The Lovers. Leaving the church, you're in a very reflective state. Confusion comes over your being. If everything you've known is simply a projection of another and not oneself, how do we find that? You know the path will reveal its secrets, so you journey forth, step by step. You arrive at a crossroads. You can go left or right, but which way? You sit in the middle, undecided. Strong emotions come over you, a choice of the heart that cannot be made by logic alone. The power of the human heart is what the human experience is about. The power of attraction and the need to listen to that beacon of the soul. But how? No one is here telling you what to do. You decide to place your hands in a prayer position and speak to the divine and your angels and guides. The Hierophant made you aware of your deep faith, and the deep faith is what is reflected within your heart and soul. Taking some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, feeling white light enter your crown chakra, breathing it deep into your heart. You feel your heart opening. This divine light is so powerful, and you are so thankful. Opening your eyes, you see a bright green beacon of light pointing down the left path. Following your heart and soul, you know you are now strong enough, with divine power radiating through your being and your heart aligned with your soul. You journey up the higher path. You want equal balance in your world. You understand that when you are in balance, you are in alignment with your higher being. It's universal balance. Your soul longs to journey, to move forward with clarity of heart, towards your victory of the soul, knowing it's not all for nothing, that this growth is the correct path. Continue with this love in your heart. It's only when we feel peace in our hearts that we can see the projection of light that we embody. This always leads the way. When we see clearly, we can see fully. Step by step, you journey forth. Chapter 7. The Chariot. Journeying around the corner, a crowned conqueror stands erect in a chariot. The chariot is drawn by two sphinxes, which symbolize the mystery of the future, as well as the positive and negative forces that navigate through our lives. The reins are directed by energy, meaning you've mastered the power of direction, and now you can work with the energy, frequency, and vibration of the universe. The chariot teaches you we first must master ourselves to be in charge of such energy. Be aware to look not so proud, for the gods are jealous. It's about not becoming too flush with success in life by becoming arrogant. It's the balance of confidence without arrogance and mustering the power to journey forward with the energy of the higher powers in your mind, body and spirit. It's only when we master ourselves we can truly master the energy. Once we conquer the inner shadows through understanding, growth and healing, and integrate with our shadow through love, compassion and understanding, we can really understand the energy. Why did that happen? Blessing or a lesson? We then learn to take command over our own lives, emotions and responsibilities, driving us forward. It's only when we take responsibility over our own life we can truly understand the journey. Knowing that we all have a choice, that's our God-given free will. We learn to direct and channel the energy, transmuting the darkness into power and fuel to drive our chariot forward. Transmutation of power is universal power. Learning such information renews your optimism and motivation. Understanding that divine force and independent energy has been birthed within you. When you live in a world that encourages codependency, you are breaking free. You are not sure where this feeling of self-reliance and power is coming from, but you are trusting the journey and ready to surrender the energy and expect the unexpected. The journey is teaching you that even though you've experienced betrayal and dishonesty from others, that there are all lessons, and it has taught you how to defend your energy by deciding what you allow within your frequency. You are learning resilience and defense and mastering the energy over opposing forces. You're understanding the balance of these energies. It's knowing your power without apology, but not being arrogant in the process. Serving with heart for others, and not simply being self-serving, but understanding what the Empress taught you, that your energy is a gift, and how important self-care is. The importance of maintaining one's energy is the true power. You move forward, knowing this knowledge, step by step. Chapter 8. Strength. You've learnt so much upon the path already, understanding the evolutionary journey. It's so hard. You are tired and have been doubting your path. Facing the shadows is wearing, and you're questioning yourself. The sun beams onto your third eye, and you feel a surge of divine light radiate through your very core, reminding you that you are not journeying alone. Just ahead, you see a lady attempting to open a lion's mouth. She is wearing no protection, yet shows no fear. She acts with gentle firmness, leaving the lion in no doubt her determination. She holds the power of the lion's heart. The power of a lion's heart knows no bounds. She teaches you that no matter the difficulties, when you stay focused with honesty in your heart, you can be fixed on the state of purpose. Achieving control in a patient, compassionate manner, the lion doesn't show fear, it shows trust. It doesn't attack her or try to bite her, as she holds such confidence, with resolute action and willingness to achieve, no matter the consequences. With that, she removes a sharp object from the lion's mouth. She wasn't hurting the beast, but aiding it, to relieve it from pain with no fear, knowing if she showed fear at any point, the lion would have taken her hand. You understand this lesson. The lion's heart spoke to your very soul. Physical strength is needed as well as boundaries, as you will experience attitudes of hatred, but you shall triumph over those enemies. You must overcome your own fears in order to journey further. If you fear, you feed into the lower frequencies, where they may steal your energy. The warrior spirit is within you. Every fear you face, the stronger you become. Every trial you faced is a battle won. It was never meant to keep you in pain, but like the lion, the removal sets you free. When we face without fear and stand up for what's right, you can face anything. You understand that moving on and breaking ties with the old allows you to seek deeper meaning. By mastering this courage, it allows you to master your energy. You realise the only restrictions you have are fear-based restrictions that your mind has placed you in. When you serve from the confidence of the lion's heart, that has no power. It allows you to take action and make that change quickly. Your soul has journeyed so far and seen so much. Every step you've taken is a huge leap forward of soul growth. It's a lot. You need to take a moment and you notice ahead of you a large rock. You decide to journey forth, step by step. Chapter 9. The Hermit. You have the greatest desire to return to self. Go into hermit mode. You need to pause and reflect, to contemplate what you've done and what you've yet to achieve. Your mind is reeling and you can barely keep up. The veil has been lifted and this awareness of self and others needs to be processed. You need to address the past and see the patterns. How did we hold this ignorance for so long? Everything we've been taught is simply the program, and now you see external to this. How can you process what is next? Darkness has fallen on the old existence. There is no way possible you could return to the 3D, as your old energy and soul has been awoken to so much. How do you awake others? You feel lost, so lost, and it's getting dark. As the sun goes to sleep and the moon awakens, you stumble further down the path in darkness. You feel a loneliness come over you. You know you must continue, but take your time, as running would be a faultless action, placing each foot with care, as you can't see what's ahead. Fear in the dark sweeps over you with anxiety. You know you must maintain persistence upon the path, but you can't see where you're going. Your mind takes you backwards, playing old stories of past, but in that moment you understand that if you'd experienced that emotion in that very moment, you wouldn't have buried it so far down as to block you in the future. Maybe, just maybe, if we dealt with that emotion in that very moment, we would deal with it in the present, therefore releasing that energy at that time and not carrying the weight of it into the future. If we used the strength of the lion's heart and spoke our truth without fear in that moment, we would be truly present, not with anger or hate, but with accountability and confidence. You understand that trauma teaches you to close your heart and armor up. Healing teaches you to open your heart and boundary up. You are trying desperately to find this balance. Returning to self enables you to search deep within. You know a prudent attitude is the wisest energy right now. You felt like the wounded warrior for so long, but with the patience and understanding of yourself, you start to uncover the true riches. The self-sufficiency, the solo pleasures, and valued alone time for connection and contemplation. These are true gifts.
You can see now, before the shadow facing, you hated being alone. You needed noise to distract your energy. But you've done the work. You are developing from victim mode to self-awareness and abundance of the soul. The solitude that was once black now eases. You see a single match on the floor before you, and you light the lantern. You understand that it only takes a single match to light the darkest room. The path might still be dark, but with the lantern you find the light. You understand in the darkest of times, if we return to self and journey with faith in our souls, we shall always find the light, as blind faith is always found in the darkest of times. The void is the spiritual illumination of the soul. We have to journey through in order to find. It's when your conscious and subconscious mind finally blend, creating one. Your soul is releasing everything it's been taught in the 3D. You understand that by loving yourself like the angels and God's source, you have the patience with your soul. You understand you are not the same person you once were a year ago. You are ascending to a new earth, a new reality, and a new frequency. This has taken time to surrender to that, trust, and simply allow. Journeying through. This is your spiritual illumination. You move forward, step by step. Chapter 10. The Wheel of Fortune. You walk forward in the fruit of your faith and the result of your decision to walk with strength, boldly, with confidence, knowing whom God's source has called you to be, seeking and finding that inner light. You are light. You are the guide in the darkness for other souls that have been lost in the void. You are directing the energy of your soul. You feel this alignment as you've done the inner work to raise your thoughts and energy to match the life you desire. On the horizon, you can see a huge wheel. Next to it, there is a sign saying, "The spinning wheel of the 3 goddesses known as fates." Your mind wanders to the childhood stories of old. It reminds you of the 3 fairies in Sleeping Beauty and obviously the Greek mythology. The power, the free will, the spinning fates. The spinner would spin the thread of life, who spun on a loom called the Book of Faith. The apportioner would decide the length of life and works with a measuring stick and a globe, and she created their fate. The inflexible to choose the course of death, and when the time comes to cut the thread with judgment and the scissors of fate. Your mind and soul wonders, trying to understand, is it fate or free will? Do we decide or the fates? Does our path change due to each decision we make? What if we choose differently? Is this life playing out in an alternative dimension? Are the fates there too? Life is like a lottery. Does God decide? All of these questions searched through your soul. We know our internal energy reflects our external experience. So are we in charge of co-creating our own reality with the divine? Each and every decision we make will determine our reality. So if we choose to go to that sandwich shop that day and meet our soulmate, is that free will or in fact fate? You know the wheel turns throughout your life. You've clawed your way out of rock bottom with bleeding fingernails and had painful endings and heavy burdens upon your shoulders that were holding you down in the darkest depths. But you understand that you may lay those at the angel's feet now. They journey with you. We don't have to carry it alone when we hold the faith of light in our hearts and souls.
We don't know the answers to it all, as we are evolving every single day, learning and developing every single moment. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. You then see there are 3 animals laid upon the wheel, and they speak. The Sphinx at the very top says, I rule. The serpent says, I have ruled. And the dog says, I will rule. But the wheel itself is without rule, since the power of the fates exceed that of the gods themselves. So it turns. If fate has a huge part in our human experience, it's already written that we shall choose to go to that sandwich shop. But then, which sandwich will we choose? That's our free will. Some secrets of the universe are yet to be determined. So the High Priestess's energy aids us to walk the sacred path and see beyond, because it's already fated. You see, you know, but is it simply fate or destiny? How and why? You've wanted that answering for so long. The oracle, the seer. Is it simply tuning the station into a time that has already been? If time were a place, the strings of time, the secrets of the universe, the wheel turning in your favour, when the results of past efforts work in your favour, which marries up with your destiny. This happens when the karmic energy has been cleared. Luck favours the faithful, so be bold. It's the completeness of the karmic clearing. This information is a lot to take. Is it magic or mystery? The choice is yours. You long to learn more and journey forth, step by step. Chapter 11. Justice. Your soul feels it before it comes into view. Duality and balance. You feel justice. You're aware karmic cycles have completed with the wheel. Old karmic energy has been cleared before the journey can continue. A crowned figure was seated between 2 pillars. The pillars represented mercy and punishment. In her left hand, she held a pair of scales, and in her right, a sword. Her energy and face was firm with conviction. She sees all the facts. She does not permit temptation or envy to misguide her. She stands for divine justice and universal balance. The scales must not be tipped. She represents the highest court of all. She represents divine justice. If something upon the human courts has not found justice, it will be served in that life or the next. Karma will mark the soul if justice hasn't taken place and follow into the next life. She holds no expression at all, but explains the importance of the universal laws. If we've had the opportunity in human form to balance the energy and made the choice not to, that scars our soul into the next life. We cannot truly ascend until the work is done. Fairness and order is essential and a huge part of the journey. She explains that divine justice will go in your favour once the wheel has turned, meaning karma has played out, and then the fruits of your labour will turn in the abundant form. The balance of the worlds, the balance within. Truth revealed with cause and effect. Knowing universal law is orchestrated by the universe. You know those who have done wrong will reap the seeds they've sown. This allows you to let go even more. You may not always see justice, but you're aware it takes place. You think of the people who have wronged you but don't wish them ill. You simply pray for them, as you know universal justice is far harsher than human justice. If a person projects ill on others, universal law says it will return to sender tenfold. This is why your internal energy must be balanced. Trust in universal law and release. Remember, your internal energy reflects your external experience. So hold light, not hate. Once internal energy is in alignment and balance, you've learnt through this process. You've had to learn so you can co-create with the divine. You move forward with light in your soul, knowing universal law has taken place. You journey forth, step by step.
Chapter 12. The Hanged Man. So much information to take in. You walk around the corner to see a man hanging by his foot from a large oak tree. He doesn't seem to be distressed. In fact, his face holds a smile. He explains that he chooses to hang in the tree for 9 days to gain his enlightenment, feeding the blood to his brain to awaken the part of his mind that has been so programmed by the system. He explains that this process requires self-sacrifice. When we truly surrender, we dissolve all prejudice and preconceptions eventually. When we see the world from different perspectives, we begin to understand. You decide to join him in the tree. The pause allows you to contemplate the energy between the worlds, the spirit and material, the reality and the program. What is truly real? How to understand the program. When you understand the program, you understand the journey to the freedom of the soul. For the first time, you start to truly see. You've been tied and bound to a system for so long. You are unaware of who you truly are. The desire of your soul longs to seek, discover, and uncover the truths. Your spiritual power, your internal guidance, the oracle of your heart. The pause to reflect, to become aware of the true reality, is to know thyself. If you've only ever been programmed to think one way, when you release the program, you release yourself. Free the mind to free the soul. You understand this is the process to freedom. By understanding both worlds, you understand it all. Everything you've ever been programmed to understand is not the reality you once thought. You hang to gain your enlightenment, to understand and free your mind. It's time for the quantum rewrite, to deepen your connection with your higher self, to pause and await your rebirth, the rebirth to your higher power and energy. You simply pause to allow. Chapter 13. Death. The revelation of your soul enlightens you in ways you could never have possibly imagined. Everything you've ever known is the reality they created to bind you, not the one you've created and wanted to live. So unity and inner connection is what it's about. How do we reprogram the subconscious mind? How do we unlearn everything we've been programmed to believe? This soul journey certainly isn't one for the faint-hearted. It's a soul awakening. It's revolutionary. It pushes us to look deeper, to question the limits of our current understanding and dive deep into the unknown. The unknown can be scary, so most tend to avoid it. But you've learnt, by facing shadows, they no longer have the power over you. This is a journey of discovery. You continue the journey into the unknown, step by step. Just ahead, you see a figure riding a white horse. His head is a skull, but he wears a full suit of armour. He holds a flag that shows the number 13. You don't fear his appearance, but you are taken back. So using your inner strength, you speak. Who are you? I am Death. I am the armed warrior who is spoken about in the book of Revelation, chapter 5. Behold a pale horse, and his name that was sat on him was Death. I represent the transformation, the old version of you that has to die, so a new, higher version can be born. I am a warrior. As we fight, we have to clear out the old to allow the new energy to flow in and enter. I represent huge change in your human experience. The death and rebirth is one of the hardest, and it doesn't consider personal feelings. It simply is. It can be a harsh fate to face, but that's what the armour represents. It's divine protection through the process. Sometimes it's a harsh fate if we haven't listened, so that something is removed by the universe. It's time to move on. Endings only happen so new beginnings can be birthed. Understanding this is to understand the journey. You had all of these questions, but you pulled on the horse's reins and rode away. So through this spiritual journey and knowing thyself, we transform, we upgrade. We have to let go of old patterns of behaviours and cycles that we were programmed to once understand. So by working on the subconscious, we can aid our journey and allow the healing and eliminate old patterns, addictions and coping behaviours. So diving deep into the unknown, learning new, behaving from a higher energy and not the old self. You want to be your highest self, the highest version of you, and live your best life. But how? You move forward, step by step. Chapter 14, Temperance. Hearing trickling water, your heart pulls you forward. Knowing yourself is knowing every aspect of you, shadows and light. Perfection is an illusion created by the 3D. You understand the process now. It's the integration of all of you. Your light only illuminates the shadows, making them easier to face. Without the shadows, we wouldn't know how to take responsibilities for our own existence. When we take a lesson from the darkness, we can truly understand. When we understand, we can transmute that into divine power. Your heart opens like a beacon, and you can hear a faint frequency playing in the distance. Is it music? Music speaks to your soul, and you follow the path with a skip in your step, step by step. You stop, stunned, of the beauty that lay in front of you. A stunning small river lay before you, with crystal clear water softly babbling over the boulders that line the river floor. You can see a female figure over the other side. Your eyes lock. She is so beautiful and has wings. You know she's an angel. Have you journeyed to heaven? Is this it? She is pouring from a pitcher in her left hand into a cup in her right. She speaks directly into your soul. Hello, dear one. You've journeyed so far. There's a bridge and there's a river that you still must cross. You've been on this journey, though you might feel lost. But if you cross this river, I shall teach you how to blend the unconscious and conscious mind, but you have to allow. You knew that once you journeyed over the bridge, there was no going back to your old version of self. Did you want to return or simply be? You've journeyed so far, you can't give up now. It's time to surrender and simply allow. Taking a deep breath, knowing this is your new frequency, you journey across the bridge, step by step. The angel greets you with a warm smile. You notice she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot upon the land. She says she represents the mixture. In the old alchemy, it's seen as the doctrine of solution in which all elements are combined. It makes you think of the shadow self, understanding you are both light and dark, and we can only truly know ourselves if we understand both. What triggers us and why? You notice her halo is on fire, but she is in complete control of it. Maybe, if you learn to tame the fire, you can master the same control. The pitcher and cups with water represent the emotional state. Being balanced in a world of chaos is difficult, but if we learn to balance the elements of self, we gain true mastery. She speaks of careful self-control when faced with volatile factors, which result in successful conclusions. If we can tame the fire and water, we are fully balanced. Self-control and adaptability is powered from within. You contemplate that the old you would be full of fire, but the new version of you is mastering and taming those flames within, utilizing it differently, using it to create and feed the soul rather than depleting it later on. It makes you think of the past energies and patterns of behaviour you've shed to keep your balance. This journey is as much as knowing your self-worth as it is the journey itself. You matter, your energy matters, as your internal energy reflects your external experience. You leave the temperance balanced with a deep understanding and knowing. Where there is light, there will always be light. Where there is darkness, there will always be darkness. But understanding that darkness allows you to see in it. What have you learned? In the darkness, did you learn your worth and how you wish to be treated? You understand you can alchemize this energy. You are the creator of your own reality. How you move forward now is your choice. It's always been your choice. But you are truly understanding this for the very first time. You move forward, step by step. Chapter 15. The Devil. You feel the heat and the pull on your lower chakras. This is a dark feeling, but you know you must face the shadows in order to gain that balance and control over your life, just like the temperance said. You see a cave ahead of you. It's like a dark void, but there is a glimmer of light right at the end. Can you journey through the dark that far? Not being able to see what's in front of you? How do you step if you're unable to see? Your mental mantle tries to overtake, making you doubt, making you question all of it. It's overwhelming, and you're desperate to run away. But you know, if you are to run now, you will always be running. You take a deep breath and center yourself in the present. Depression is worry about the past. Anxiety is worry about the future. What if we simply be in the now, in the bubble of the present, so your mind can't take over and the negative ego rear its ugly head? You've done so well in the battles, but this has been in preparation for the final battle, the fight of the darkness. You see, there are many obstacles that can't always be overcome, but they can be worked around. Sometimes we have to take a slightly different route, but it doesn't mean we shall not arrive at the desired destination. Just maybe we need to learn a lesson on the detour. So many shadows have been faced. This is your darkness. The devil is the vibration here. The devil is the darkness we must face within ourselves. The chains are loose. We are just programmed to see it otherwise. The materialism, lust, creed, and the deadly sins we have come to understand. Just maybe, if we addressed each of them within our existence, it would set our souls free. Pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, sloth, wrath. You've experienced feeling each and every single one. But how did you deal with them? The negative ego death. You understand the 3D program is designed for you to stay within those energies, when in fact you can see all of it. The darkness, the net that is made to catch you in an over-consuming society, when enough is never enough, wanting bigger and better and feeding our souls to a place where they can no longer breathe. You see the world as unbalanced. You see God as in heaven, but you feel darkness has taken the earth. So if we all knew the lies and manipulation we could all see in the darkness. That's the key. We see the darkness for what it is. Our choice has always been our choice. We have every single right to choose. So what shall we choose? If only everyone knew this. You see light at the end of the tunnel and journey carefully towards it, overcoming the obstacles in your path, step by step. Arriving at the end, you see it isn't in fact an opening, but a door, and it's glowing all around the edges. You try the door, but it's locked. Where is the key? Trying to peer in the dark all around you, it's hard to see. You sit upon the ground exhausted and pray. How do I get out? Where is the key? You hear a voice say, the key lay within you. How are you the key? In you where? Darkness takes over you and you begin to sob, exhausted from the journey taken, trusting the whole time only now to hit a dead end. You start analysing and overthinking everything. The shadows begin to creep in. Maybe the door won't open because you're not good enough. All these dark thoughts engulf your mind and you sob and you sob. You've tried so hard and the pity party continues. When the sobs are no more and you are beyond exhausted, you lay on your back and gaze up at the cave ceiling. You felt completely empty and numb. You felt disconnected and completely lost. How much more does your heart and soul have to go through? The darkness is too much, but you know you can't go back now. You've come too far. You can't hear, you can't see. You are surrounded by complete darkness. Yet to your surprise, you don't fear. You feel a pring in your heart. It's been black for hours. This small spark radiates through you in a millisecond. You jolt up and sit cross-legged with your palms placed upon your knees. You close your eyes and breathe deep in through your nose and out through your mouth, centering yourself in the darkness, breathing in and breathing out, feeling your energy rise within you. You don't fear the darkness. You've been here so long, it's almost familiar. When you don't fear, it has no control. The fear of entrapment and darkness is the one you've projected due to you feeling undeserving. The 3D people and program have made you feel that lack within yourself. You realise that this is a projection of their energy, not yours. You don't wish them ill. In fact, you sit and pray for their hearts and souls to be healed. And you lay it down in your mind's eye at the feet of the angels. You know in your soul that there are situations that are not your burdens to carry. People project negative energy, hate, envy, jealousy, because they are in fact in pain. If they did the inner work, they wouldn't carry such darkness. Understanding this, you can let it go. You no longer have to have these people in your existence. You understand that too. Release them in love. Your respect for yourself is love. You understand that when you truly love yourself unconditionally, you may love others that way too. You feel your heart open. A surge of beautiful light radiates through you. You open your eyes to see a beautiful violet flame triangle surrounding you. You watch the shadows leaving your vessel and being transmuted through the energy of the violet flame into pure divine light. The reason you don't fear is your belief in the higher power. That belief is also that belief in you. Just look at the darkness that you've overcome, the chains you've broken in the process, the utter strength you found when you thought you had nothing left. It's ignited the power of your spiritual sight, your deeper connection to the universe and source. Through the shadows, you've had a revelation, and you're not going to quit now. Not from the negative ego, but asking for assistance from source and your blind faith you hold within your heart and soul. Your blind faith and deep connection to the divine, you decide to thank the darkness. You thank the darkness for the lessons you've learnt, the resilience you've built, and the beautiful light being you've become in the process. And like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you realise the rebirth is always needed. The battles you've fought, you've made it so far, you've already won. You know the darkness is the biggest growth cycle, and when you understand the darkness, you too understand the light. This journey has taught you to transmute that darkness into power, something you'd never have learnt if it wasn't for the darkness and the dark people and experiences which have come your way. To alchemize the energy into divine power is the biggest lesson. You realise in a world of judgment and control, you need to be the light in the darkness. Your gift is simply light. You know the battles you fought and won, and now it's time to ripple that energy out to the world. Your gifts have shown you so much.
You can see others' darkness clinging to them like a parasite. Your shining light and truth will be the glimmer for them in their darkness. So just being light is enough. You are enough. And with that, a huge surge of energy rushes from your being, and the door before you springs open, and you journey through the threshold, step by step. Chapter 16. The Tower. Blinking, allowing your eyes to adjust from the darkness, you see you're in a room. Looking back towards the door you've just walked through, you see it has now disappeared, and there is only stone in its place. You peer around the room, which has one tiny window. It's very small, about the size of an A4 piece of paper, and it has bars over it. You run over to peer outside, and you see you're in a tower. There are no doors, and certainly no windows to escape from. Again, you don't fear. You feel safe here. It feels almost familiar. Just then, you hear a voice. Ah, you're trapped too. Looking over, you see a dark-haired young man, dressed in red trousers and a green top. He explains he's also done the journey, but has been trapped here for some time, unable to find a way out. Your mind wanders to try and make sense of it all. You've been through such darkness. Why now are you trapped again? It's like the 3D. Traps are everywhere. You know you open the door by understanding and healing, but how do you escape the tower? You need to process to understand. You know balance and patience the Temperance taught you is needed in this situation. On the wall, near where the door used to be, there is some writing. You must go back before you can go forward. How can you go back? There isn't a door, and you feel this rise of frustration in your soul. By the tiny window, you notice some more writing. The outworn must fall. You need to process, and you use this time to allow. The tower must fall, and you must go back before you go forward. See beyond the veil, the whisper of your soul spoke. Spiritual sight allows you to see in the dark. You are guided by forces greater than yourself. If everything that is inside of you is a projection from your consciousness, then this too is a projection. Being bound and trapped, yet you feel a deep sense of calm and peace, knowing it's a projection of the internal energy. Have you subconsciously or consciously built this fortress around you for protection? Why is the dark man here? How is his energy projecting the same? Are we one collective consciousness? You ask him how long he's been here and about his journey so far. He thought the door was the last door to his enlightenment. He spoke of the dark stage and the trials and tribulations he had to endure to get here. Listening to his story helped you understand. Like the hangman, it allowed you to see things from different perspectives and with love and compassion. He too was simply walking the path in faith, but felt lost upon the way. We have to go back before we go forward. I believe it's understanding the path. With a massive jolt, a huge explosion and lightning strike hit the tower. The walls began to crumble and small fires sprouted all around. You could see the fear in his eyes, and he wanted to jump. Wait! Divine timing. If we were to jump too soon, it would hurt. But if we allow the burning to take place at the bottom, it shall crumble, and as it does, we shall jump. How do you know? He asked. Blind faith, you replied. This is about staying centered in the chaos. The world is to crumble, but we must hold the light. This is when darkness shall fall, and like a phoenix from the ashes, a new vibration of light shall be birthed. Can you hold your faith in chaos? We sat in front of each other whilst the tower burnt around us, eyes closed, holding hands, centering in the ultimate test, and simply listened to the whispers of the universe and our souls. We shall know. The heat was all around us, holding hands tightly. It felt like angel wings wrapping around, and we knew it was the time to jump. The tower was crumbling from under us, and at the same time we opened our eyes. The wall with the small window collapsed, and we jumped. It felt like flying. We plunged into a moat of water. We hadn't seen the water before now. It was a leap of the unknown. But with faith in our souls, we knew we would be okay. Swimming to the side, we got out and watched the tower crumble to ruins. The foundations folded like paper. It appears they were not as stable as we thought. It's the breaking down. In that moment, you understood it all. Tears of relief streamed down your face. The outworn had to crumble to be rebuilt with stronger foundations. Those are the foundations of your soul. You think back through the journey, each and every lesson upon the path. You are not the same person you were when you started this journey. Your soul has evolved. It's lost. It's shedded. It's been awakened. The tower falling is a blessing. Disruptive and sudden, but a blessing in disguise. It makes you ponder the towers in your life, job losses, relationship breakdowns, and you see that although they were shocking and horrendous at that time, it all led to better in the end. You came out a stronger version of you. You thanked him and bid him farewell. We are on the same path, and we shall find others in the process. But the rest we need to journey alone. His soul understood. It's spelt differently, but this is still a soul journey. And on this path, we walk it alone to truly find ourselves. He said he was going to stay there for a while before moving on. It's his journey and at his own pace. We all journey differently. You understood that now. Our steps are ours and ours alone to take. You felt a song enter your mind, singing in your mind's eye, a song of your soul. You find healing in the arts. It's the creation of the soul. Artists bear their light and darkness when they channel into music and art of all kinds, and both are just as beautiful. You feel a sense of freedom as you journey further down the winding path, step by step. Chapter 17. The Star. Turning the corner, you see a naked maiden. She's pouring water from 2 pitchers. You admire her nakedness. You love being free. She pours one of the pitchers upon the earth and one into a pool. Above her there are 8 stars shining brightly, while a bird tweets happily perched in the tree behind her. The way she pours the water makes you think of balance again. She's remaining grounded
yet working with the flow. She smiles, but doesn't speak a word. She just continues to pour. You notice a star placed upon her third eye, and right then your soul understands. She's speaking into your mind. A telepathic frequency tunes into your energetic field like a radio station. Follow the star of your soul. Use your hope and understanding to move forward. The heart's desires are up ahead, not how we always expect, but even so, the unexpected can have good results. Understood right away. The spiritual dimension shouldn't be ignored. Wishing upon a star. Remember the light in the dark. The stars shine brighter in the darker skies. You think back to the huge growth and realizations that have happened in life in the darkest times. The challenges you thought you'd never overcome, but in the process mastered. For the first time you felt thankful for it all. Every single step, no matter if you could see ahead or not. You were once lost, but through the process, you have been found. Your dreams are not the same as they once were. Your programmed self wanted different to your new ascended self. The things that once were important just are not. You see the bigger picture. The peace of the soul is your true desire, alongside freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom to journey physically and metaphorically. The sun sets and the stars shine brighter in the night sky. You smile. You feel just as safe in the dark as you do in the light now. You move forward, step by step. Chapter 18. The Moon. The full moon emits a bright and bold light, lighting the path before you. White stones glimmer, like glitter is touching them. You hear a howling ahead of you. You see a wolf and a dog howling at the full moon. They appear to guard the path ahead, and there are towers either side of them. The pebbles under your feet become uneasy and rocky. The path gets harder to climb. For the first time in a while, you feel uneasy. Are these animals guarding something? Will they bite you? You know the answer lies in your intuition. You simply take a minute to think and observe their behaviour. Everything in your soul says not all is as it seems. The moon ignites your intuition further. The uneasy feeling is for a reason. You know you must continue upon this path, but the dark landscape makes it feel threatening. Your fight or flight energy kicks in. What shall you do? You can't wait, as you don't want to stay here too long. But your survival instincts say otherwise. You might be ripped to pieces by the beasts. You know you need your higher self and higher mind. If you run, you'll never know. By taking a step back and evaluating the situation, you can connect. Staring at the full moon, you close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing. Your higher mind needs to be the guidance now. You are not the same person you once were. You know you no longer act from a place of fear. You are your higher mind now. You pray asking for guidance and protection. You know you're protected. You've been shown this so many times.
This only increases your faith. You think back to the darkest parts of your human experience and see that even if your vibration was too low to hear, feel, or see, they were always with you. You take a deep breath and use that fear as fuel. You know who you are and who walks with you. It's time to face the beasts. With your divine feminine power ignited by the full moon, you step boldly upon the path. Your aura illuminates a powerful light. You know you must continue. We have to face fear so it no longer has control over us. Boldly, you journey up the rocky path, step by step, keeping your watchful gaze upon the mysterious moon. The beasts do not stop howling. They are not even interested in your presence. You continue past the towers as the wolf and dog fall into the distance. This is a lesson of trust in you. You can feel it. When faced with fear, how do you hold your own? You think back to your human experience when fear was in your face, slapping you down. But again, it didn't win. You needed time to build your strength and find your fight once more, but you did it. You have. The trials you've endured ignited the warrior within, one you didn't even know existed until that very time. The one that was birthed from the darkness, and you chose to walk into the light. You feel it, all of it, all at once. You had to go through that, otherwise you wouldn't have found your fight. Self-love transcends the old paradigms. You understand you are both wolf and dog. The wolf is your wildness, and the dog is your domestic and leadership energy. Now you see. Now you truly see. Chapter 19. The Sun. As the sun comes up, you can feel the warmth feed your bones. You feel this buoyant and happy energy radiate through you. The sun is life. Without it, we couldn't survive. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for it. Your heart is so open. You've been so vulnerable and honest upon this journey, and that shows strength, determination, and heart. If you'd shown the scars at the start, that would have been too much. That was the most difficult part. You now understand the scars are part of the journey. Without them, you wouldn't have the soul growth. Each and every one tells its own story of love, battles, determination, and your warrior spirit to be the best version of yourself. You literally glow as you skip forward with a childlike energy. Why don't we do more of this? This childlike freedom is pure energy of happiness that allows the soul to be free. You make a promise to your soul that you allow your inner child out to play and simply be much more. You skip, flow, and feel so aligned, and your energy is at an amazing frequency. Your energy feels creative, and you begin to have an array of ideas. So many at once, you realised you've tuned into a new abundant frequency, and it feels amazing. Chapter 20. Judgment. And judgment fell upon the world. Archangel Michael sounded the horn, and the valley path echoed. The time has come, the understanding of the journey, the forgiveness, the grace, the hardship was all for a purpose of growth. Do you understand? Do you now see the bigger picture? The karmic lessons and clearing you've done to purify the soul. The shadow facing, the darkness faced, understood and conquered. The healing is the biggest part of the journey. You don't see a shattered heart. You know now it was shattering the negative ego. The life that kept you attached and bound to a system you no longer wanted to be part of. The soul cannot rebirth and ascend until this takes place. In the past, the ego protected you and you refused. But now, with an open mind, body and spirit, you simply surrender. You align. You make your choice. From the free will of the soul, the judgment was always yours. It's always been your soul choice. This lifetime, you've made the correct one. The journey you've embarked upon hasn't been all roses and buttercups. But without every step, you couldn't have set the soul of truth free. You are answering the call of your soul. Each and every single step has led you here to this very moment. You no longer fear or refuse change. You evolve. You are aligning with your very soul and the divine. You understand. You are love. You now understand new potentials and opportunities gifted from the universe, once given, shall not be ignored. You are ready to follow your soul star, trusting that the chaos of your soul is the one that allowed you to journey in the first place. But now your soul can rise again from a balanced, calmer vibration, knowing the new you is full of faith, fearless and powerful. And so it is. Chapter 21. The World. You feel the end is near, as the whispers of your soul are now heard with clarity. You dance playfully down the path, with a beautiful reef you've stumbled upon. The wind blows in all directions, and the sun beats down upon your skin. You feel in complete harmony of self. You are still taking action upon the path, but you have a serene feeling in your heart. Your divine masculine and feminine are completely aligned. You feel you are fully integrated with every aspect of you. Loving you has always been the key. We can't truly love another until we accept and love ourselves. You understand this isn't arrogance. This was always the quest to seek and find your soul light. The human experience is to learn and grow the soul star within. We face our deepest shadows. We complete the lessons and we grow. You understand that through this process, we must allow ourselves to feel. We need to be vulnerable sometimes, and that simply shows how strong we are. The human experience is to feel. It's to feel and then heal. The biggest lesson is love. Through this process, you've learnt so much. Every single step was important. Every single one.